Taylor Swift has been wowing Australian crowds since she's been here. In this video, come with me as I take a closer look at the incredible talent that is Taylor Swift.
Taylor Allison Swift was born in Reading, Pennsylvania on December 13 in 1989. Her parents named her after the famous American singer-songwriter and guitarist, James Vernon Taylor. Her father, Scott Kingsley Swift, is a former stockbroker for Merrill Lynch. And her mother, Andrea Gardner Swift Finley, worked for a period as a mutual fund marketing executive. Taylor had had a seemingly wonderful childhood, as she spent her early years growing up on a Christmas tree farm which her father had purchased from one of his clients, and she spent her summers at her family's vacation house in Stone Harbor, New Jersey, where she sometimes performed acoustic numbers at a local coffee shop. Her early love for country music was inspired by Shania Twain, and she regularly traveled to New York City for both vocal and acting lessons. Then, after watching a documentary about Faith Hill, Taylor quickly became determined to pursue a country music career in Nashville, Tennessee. So she traveled to Nashville with her mother to visit record labels and submit demo tapes of Dolly Parton and Dixie Chicks karaoke covers. She then started to focus more heavily on her songwriting, after she was rejected by every record label in Nashville. So to help Taylor break into the country music scene, her father transferred to Merrill Lynch's Nashville office. In Nashville, Taylor started working with and alongside experienced songwriters in the Southwest District of the city, called Music Row, with such writers as Troy Verges, Brett Beavers, Brett James, Mac McAnally, and the Warren Brothers. Taylor began to form a close working relationship with country music songwriter Liz Rose. They'd meet for 2-hour writing sessions on Tuesday afternoons after school. Although short-lived, Taylor's first big break came when she became the youngest ever artist to be signed by Sony ATV Tree Publishing House. BGM owned RCA Records, but was later bought out by Sony Music Entertainment. Sony Music are often more simply referred to by the industry as SME. But at the age of just 14, citing that the label displayed a lack of care for artists by cutting other people's stuff, and along with her real concerns about Sony's development deals, which had the potential to shelve artists, she decided to cut ties with them. She later recalled that she felt like she was running out of time, stating, "I wanted to capture these years of my life on an album, while they still represented what I was going through." But in an industry showcase at the Bluebird Cafe in 2005, Taylor caught the attention of DreamWorks Records music executive Scott Borchetta. Borchetta was preparing to form an independent record label at the time. Taylor was one of new record label Big Machine Records' first ever signings, and her father quickly purchased a 3% stake in the newly formed company for an estimated $120,000. On October 24 in 2006, she finally released her eponymous debut album, Taylor Swift, in North America, under the Big Machine Records label. Her contract with Big Machine Records in 2005 allowed her to work on the album during her second year of high school. Her debut album spent 157 weeks traveling up the Billboard 200 chart, making it all the way to number 5. And since then, she has created smash hit after smash hit, releasing a staggering amount of top-selling songs and albums worldwide.
3 billion views.
Holy, this was 9 years ago? Oh, that, what?
3 billion.
Please hang up and try again.
I know. She's amazing. She's an incredible businesswoman too, from what I read.
Wow.
And very talented.
Incredibly talented. I think that's one of the things that I would like about her anyway, is that she plays instruments. She
Yeah,
writes all of her own songs.
She writes everything.
She likely produces most of it herself.
I'm sure. Or at least co-produces.
I mean, look, everything she touches turns to gold. And you were talking about
Sydney Airport getting pumped, tweeting this picture of a plane with lyrics from Swift's song Blank Spaces. And among the 80,000 who packed the arena for opening night, celebrities like Katy Perry and Rita Ora, both posting on Instagram. Perry posting, "Got to see an old
It seems
friend
that people
shine
all over the world
saying,
appreciate Taylor's incredible talent and
posted
drive.
this photo with Swift's boyfriend, NFL star Travis Kelce, who flew in Thursday fresh off a Super Bowl win. He and Swift seen holding hands and feeding kangaroos at the Sydney Zoo. But the excitement for Swift also felt by local businesses and economies where she tours. Business Sydney is expecting to see a massive economic boost to the tune of 133 million Australian dollars from Swifties descending on the city. So it's not just fans who are stoked about Tay-Tay. It's a win-win for every city.
Sparking a frenzy
Swift
that's
sweeps
engulfed
through.
the city all week. Alicia Loxley is in the thick of it.
It was the hottest ticket in town. Here in Australia, when 90,000 plus Tay-Tay fans broke all previous concert attendance
Melbourne is ready
records.
for it, and I can confirm there is no blank space here at the MCG tonight.
Wow. Yeah, what a line to finish on. I regret you all the time. And even like the visuals of
U.S. rapper Knox Hill expresses his thoughts about
church,
Taylor's
having a
song
visual
Would've, Could've,
for someone.
Should've.
She's having a vigil almost for this relationship. And I love the moodiness to it all. Like we talked about, sort of that juxtaposition of that just percussion running underneath of it, right? Just something a little bit harsher, but everything else, like even like those harmonies that were part of the production the entire time, just like those moody hummings and ahs, just like filling the atmosphere of the mix and like her mental space. And for me, that was probably one of my favorite lyrical writings from her. Just shows off her ability as a songwriter, just the themes, the clever metaphors that she used, the way that she danced within it. Of course, like the catchy flows to it all, the style of delivery, the rhyme writing as well. Taylor Swift, you were Knox Hill certified.
Melbourne was definitely pumped for Taylor, producing her largest ever live concert audience.
Take you up above now, and that is your view inside the MCG. Of course, all is in readiness for her to take the stage, the world's biggest pop star.
This great Korean reaction shows us that language is really no barrier, as Taylor Swift continues to take the world by storm, captivating listeners everywhere.
약간 블랭크 스페이스나 Look What You Made Me 뭐 이런 거는 물론 다 서사적이고 내 얘기로 썼지만 공감하기에는 살짝 힘든
맞아요. 우리가 이 사람을 잘 알게 됐으니까 그게 재밌고 노래를 했다는 게 대단한데 확 나라는 사람을 투영해서 보기에는 러브 스토리가 제일이긴 하죠.
그리고 되게 자기 가사를 이렇게 써대니까 뭔가 사람이 성숙해져가고 사람이 이렇게 다시 좋아지는 그 모습을 같이 보고 있는 것 같아.
맞아.
그래서 테일러 스위프트한테 정이 드는 것 같아.
그리고 모든 지금 노래들이 다 빼놓을 수 없는 건 스토리텔링이라는 거야. 이 전개가 확실히 있다는 거. 노래 같은 느낌이 아니라 확실히 뭐
It's an incredible achievement for this little girl from Reading, Pennsylvania, and really shows us as humans just how far the combination of copious amounts of talent, big dreams, and raw determination can take us.
진짜 너무 매력있어.
무지개 이 마지막에.
So we believe she is in the building. It is getting very exciting here at the MCG. And of course, with 86,000 fans holding on to those tickets very tightly in their hands, that would be Taylor Swift's biggest show ever in the world. So wouldn't that be a coup for Melbourne? And wouldn't that do our city?
whether you're now a Swiftie or you're not. This incredibly fascinating story of Taylor Swift is still continuing. Still unfolding, still developing in front of our eyes. With each and every new day, she seems to touch the hearts of so many in the US, down here in Australia, and all over the world. Thank you for joining me for this journey. My name is Andrew Stack, and you have been watching a Wesley Media Hub production. Till next time, y'all be good to each other. And don't forget to take some time out to rock on.